Okay, so last time I did this pond, its visibility was 0. Now the visibility is very, very good. I can see very clearly, but I can also see that because we've cleaned it up for the first time in a long time, the pump is hardly working at all. Now that's very expected, because if the pump clogs up, then we're just not going to get any flow in the water at all. So it is really important that we declog the pump, because the other risk is, when it was in that state as bad as it was, is hydrogen sulfide, which builds up in the sand, in the substrate, which is always a risk. So now we've got this one, same situation, and that one down there. Now we've got a fish swimming around in here. Now I'm quite concerned, because I'm pretty sure there was more than him swimming around last time. And then the other thing that I'm concerned about is the hose aiming into the pond. So I need to find out whether that water is tap water or not, and I need to find out how long that hose was on for, because the pond is now very visible, but there's a very thick layer of sludge on the bottom of the pond. Very thick layer of sludge, and the pump is pretty much stopped because there's so much sludge in the pond. Now the other thing I will say is that we've just gone through a whole lot of rain. We just had basically a week of solid rain, and all of that there would all go straight into the pond, and that's not necessarily going to be a good thing, particularly considering all the new mulch and so forth that's going on at the moment. So obviously something's gone into this pond. So this Mr. Fishy seems to have survived it, but I'm afraid that some of the others didn't. And then what I'm worried about is whatever it is swept into here, particularly with the last week of rain, it would have just gone into there as well. And I'm not really seeing fish in there. And it would have gone down into there and further down. So definitely something has happened. So it could just be hydrogen sulfide and all the crap that was released from the last clean, considering how bad it was. Could also be tap water, could also be runoff. So right now we have a very dirty pond that's a lot cleaner than it was, but not ideal. Just going to test the water now. Okay, so as you can see, this filter is absolutely and completely clogged up since last time I was here. So once again, I was here 1 month ago, and at that time the visibility in all 3 ponds was absolutely 0. Now I can beautifully see the bottom of the pond. The water is crystal clear, but there is a thick layer of sludge on the bottom of the pond. Now the problem with the sludge, particularly if your pump's clogged up, is oxygen. So what happens is, let's imagine that there's fish swimming around in there, and the fish are using oxygen, and then there's a layer of sludge on the bottom, and the sludge becomes what's called anoxic, because there is no oxygen for the bacteria in the sludge. Your filter completely clogs up, starts forming anoxic bacteria, and then various bad gases and bad things can go into the water, which can actually kill the fish. So this sort of really dirty circumstance can be fatal to the fish. The other thing that can be fatal to the fish is if there was chlorine put in, assuming that that is a chlorinated tap, or runoff from this area could have gone into the pond, raised the nutrient level. So right now I'm waiting for these test results. Oh no, I've got the test results here. Yeah, so this is not a good situation. So KH is 2, not worried about that. GH is 2, so I definitely want to raise the GH. pH is 7, that's good. Phosphate and nitrate are not the problem, so water changes are not the problem. But once again, we're seeing ammonia and nitrite. Now, ammonia and nitrite are toxic, and the ammonia and nitrite would be as a result of the filter not working and your oxygen level falling. So therefore, the redox potential of the water would fall, the dissolved oxygen level of the water would fall, and so unfortunately we have resulted in losing the fish. So that could have resulted in losing the fish due to lack of gas exchange and low redox and a clogged filter, or potentially that could have been triggered by tap water or potentially runoff. Either way, it's very, very sad, but we'll clean it all up, fix it up, and look at replacing some fish. For future reference, as I did mention in the last video, where possible, if we're able to create a little barricade, so therefore when the rain comes down here, it can hit the barricade and go around the pond instead of going into the pond. Because we don't necessarily want all that dirt and crap or potential fertilizers going into the pond can kill the fish. Potential insecticides and so forth can kill the fish. So this situation here is really not ideal. This unit had a UV sterilizer in it as well. So next time I come back, if possible, it'd be nice to replace this globe as well. Just going to have to work out the watt rating, or 5 watts, because that'll be due for replacing as well. UV, you also want to clean the quartz sleeve because it gets very dirty. When it's dirty like this, you can't expect the UV to do much because the sleeve's so dirty, it protects all the crap. The algae needs to be able to be killed. It needs access to the algae, so you got to clean these sleeves when you replace the globe. I found another pond. It's got a fishy in there swimming around. Hey, Mr. Fishy. Check you out as well. So after a couple of scoops of the bottom, the amount of garbage coming out of this is unbelievable. So it's really, really dirty. There's just huge amounts of crap in the bottom of this pond. There's Mr. Fishy. He's okay in there. But I'm getting out massive amounts of crap. Obviously this is just too dirty. So, this needs a lot too late. So the environment was just too much for the fish, unfortunately. So we're gonna need to clean it all up, take it from there. It's just too dirty, unfortunately. No matter how clean I get this pond, all that dirt's just going to run straight into the pond again. So it looks like it's about to start storming. So any minute now it could start bucketing down on me. So I'll need to call it a day. But I really want to get these ponds clean because that's my assignment. But I'm very concerned about this design. But as soon as it rains, all that dirt, because it looks like a whole lot of new dirt has been put on and this garden's been done up. Garden looks great, but it's all running into the pond. So I might be going up a hill without a paddle. You know what I mean? This pond refilling again. It was almost clean, but there's obviously still enough sediment in the bottom for it to be a chocolate milkshake. And then this one, I've got almost clean. Let me just try and watch that getting sucked up. Get this one clean, fill it up, suck it out a bit more, and I'll head down and try that one. And I'll go down and check out the bottom pond. But it does feel that time is against me, because it feels like when it rains, all that's going to come straight back in there and I'm going to be back to where I started from. So the fish in the bottom pond appear to be alive. There's a whole bunch of fish in here. Fish in the bottom pond seem to be okay. The fish in the stagnant ponds are not okay. And it's just started raining, so that's not my friend. I will have to come back. So I'm going to have to sign out and pack up before I get all rained on.